Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 17 of Tech Town.
Tech Town.
I'm Mr. Ellsberg. This is our resident town wizard.
Hello.
And we're going to talk all things tech. That's right. This week, we're going to be talking about computers and talking computers. Computers talking.
Yeah, talking computers, talking to computers, computers talking, and people talking to animals.
Boom. So
That's the secret.
All of these different things. People talking computers. Animals talking through computers. There's all sorts of things we're talking about. Let's get right to it.
All right. So we've had language for a while as us humans.
Yep.
People weren't the first to have language. Animals had some language. But language is really interesting. So computers are trying to have language.
Yep.
And there's a lot of different ways that they can have it. They kind of have a programming language that tells them how to act and think or whatever.
Right.
But also sometimes we want to use our language to communicate with the robots.
Yep.
So when we talk, we want it to do things like, obviously, you want to tell your robot to go get you some food or something like that.
Yeah.
And so these days we're getting pretty close. We got Siri and Google Now, and then Cortana from Microsoft. These are all these personal voice assistants.
Yep.
So that's kind of one way the world is going these days, is that they're trying to be this digital assistant for you, sitting there in your phone or in your tablet or wherever, in your microwave, and they're going to be listening to you talk. And the thing is, we used to interact with, typing on a keyboard or a mouse, and before that, there were even other ways. You were punching punch cards. So really, what we want is we want it to be natural.
Yep.
We want to have us be able to just talk, and it understands. But that's not easy.
No.
There's a lot that goes into that. So we're pretty far along. We have, like I say, we have Siri, Google Now, and Cortana are these ones from the phone companies where you can tell them to remind you to do things. You can look up information. And so what's the first way that it needs to know anything is recognize what you're saying.
Right.
So have you ever tried one of these things?
I have.
Okay.
I've tried the phone. I've done the Android one.
Okay,
I've done the iPhone one, Siri.
How does it go? How does it work?
It goes okay.
Yeah.
I would say it's at a point where you want it to work just like this, but it's not quite yet.
There,
and therefore, because the importance of like the exact message getting through, which a lot of times, just by saying like, hey, meet me at 6 p.m. compared to 6 a.m. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And it's got to be able to tell things like that.
Yeah, it's true. And that's, I think, one of the biggest issues is even if it only goes wrong once in 10 times, that's really annoying.
Right.
Like, and it may be like a little bit wrong. It may be really wrong. It may be sometimes funny, like sometimes you'll ask Siri, like, here, we'll try an example. This is a Cortana. So this is my Windows phone. And all you have to do is you have to hold down the little search button and it pops up. It says, what do you want? What's up, Danny? Oh, it's already listening to me. So hold on. Okay, we're gonna try it again. And let's say, yo, what's up, Cortana? What's the best and cheapest restaurant around me?
Here are 10 restaurants near you that have good reviews.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah, it picked it right up.
Picked it right up.
And you dropped it right down.
I dropped it down. Pick it up. So yeah, you can see it basically understood what I'm saying, and it has some answers. So there's plenty,
good.
There's plenty that went on to make that work.
Right.
But let's talk about the speech part.
Okay.
So there's a couple things. Number one, I said, yo, what's up, Cortana? 10 years ago, that would have freaked it out. It's like, what? I don't.
Slang terms.
Yeah.
What's up the sky?
Exactly. You have to say
that?
just the word restaurants or something. Right. But now it kind of will take it a little bit easy. So it realizes that you might be talking to Cortana. It's the person. It knows when you say Cortana.
Right.
So these things are getting better. We're not quite there, so like sometimes there'll be problems. We'll talk about some of these problems. But what I think is cool is that they're getting better, and all these websites are reviewing them and comparing them. So if you look in the show notes in the links below the video, there's a couple links for them being compared. Which one's the best?
Right.
So how it all happens is pretty amazing. There's some links I have to kind of walk you through how it happens. There's a couple parts to it. So like first there's to go from just an audio file, you can imagine, just audio data to text. So like when I go Apple, It needs to like record that and then understand when he goes, that's an A and then a PP. And that's an incredibly hard problem.
Right.
So to just having this audio recording to understand APP, you might have a different accent. You might be Jamaican. I mean, it's got to know Apple or something. I don't know. That's pretty close. But so it's going to have to know all the different ways you speak. It's going to have to know how to say or what text, what letters that makes, which is incredible. Then on top of that, once you have text, it has to kind of understand what you want. So I might have said something about restaurants, but it's like, do I want the most expensive restaurant? Do I want the cheapest? You know, what is the word? And you can imagine sometimes it's really easy because you might say cheap restaurant.
Right.
But there's about 200 ways of saying that I can't even think of right now that somebody's going to say.
Right. Inexpensive restaurant,
there
or
you go.
tightwad restaurant, or
really rad restaurant, you know?
Yeah. All of those.
I don't know. Whatever it is, people will say different things than you'd ever expect. So what's cool is how these things are getting better.
Okay.
So you can imagine you could try to think of every single combination of words and what that should actually do. But that would be way too crazy. So it's basically trying to get it to learn.
Right.
So, and not only learn the understanding part, but also learn to get better at going from the audio to the text part. Because that can learn from itself and get better at saying Apple is actually APPLE.
Right.
So about at least, 15, 20 years ago, there were a couple of these services. I don't know if you remember this. You could call, like one was called TellMe.
Right.
Google had one at one point. Where you call it, and it's sort of this over-the-phone voice assistant that could look up movies. It could do like 5 or 10 things.
I used the Google one before.
Yeah, right. Sometimes it could sort of search the internet, but mostly like getting weather and stocks and movies. So it's kind of like having the internet, but over the phone. What was cool is that at that time, you were wondering, why is this free? I mean, this is just a nice little service. But it was because they were getting better at their voice recognition by recording your voice.
Right.
So it was supposed to be anonymous, they weren't tracking you or anything, but it was just that they could collect all this information and study it better to get more input, because that's how these things learn.
Right, which is a little bit like what they did with the password. Have you enter like the little word and you're actually transcribing large text, or Duolingo, you're helping them, they're helping you.
Exactly, it's a nice little win-win. So let's help
symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. Except once these robots learn too much. I mean, this is kind of one thing we're going to come back to. This is going to be a regular occurring segment on Tech Town, which is the robots are going to take over, and here's one way how. So this one is that they'll understand how to listen to us.
Right.
Okay, so speech recognition so far sounds pretty good, but the problems really so far are background noise is a big one.
Yeah.
So, you may be in a crazy loud stadium. You're not going to be able to get
under a bridge, over a bridge,
in a tree.
There's birds up there.
Yeah, and it'll recognize what they're saying.
At an airport.
So yeah, some people might be yelling at you while you're trying to use Siri.
You might be listening to loud music.
Oh, loud music is a good one. I always do that, and it's hard to have it listen to me. So they do pretty good, and some phones have 2 microphones built in to like cancel out noise and do a little bit, but it's still not always the best. Another one is the problem of looking like an idiot. So voice recognition can be really cool, and I like it a lot of times, and maybe the world needs to get up to speed with it. But sometimes you're in like a group of people, and you want to just kind of sort of search for something, or maybe not be distracting. And if you go like, "Hi Siri," oh, everybody be quiet, be quiet. "Hi Siri, please," it's like, come on.
Right, unless it's almost a game that you're playing with everyone, which
can be
fun.
Can be fun too.
Yeah, but you kind of want to. Hey, sorry, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't want to interrupt the conversation. You can, look down to your side and text.
Oh yeah, kids are good at that, huh?
Right.
So yeah, sometimes you don't want to talk to a thing. Sometimes it's nicer to do it silently.
Right.
Sometimes you talk too fast. I talk too fast. So hey Siri, blah, blah, and she doesn't get it. The other is you actually can talk too slow. It's really funny when these companies are trying to make these things, a lot of times they'll make them good at understanding the normal pace of speak now.
Right.
And when people talk like, "Hi, Siri, you are going," it's like, it doesn't understand.
Well, what if you don't have much oxygen and you're up on top of a mountain and you have to talk extremely slow?
Well, deal with it. Don't bring Siri if you're on top of the mountain.
I'm bleeding. out.
Well, that they better know that you're bleeding out. So yes, get it together, Siri. So yeah, actually these days you really can talk at a pretty much normal pace. So don't be going too slow and thinking that it won't hear you, because it's pretty good. It will hear you. And the last one is privacy. So when you agree to these services, you basically agree to sending this audio, everything you're saying when you talk to Siri and Google Now and Cortana, you're sending all of that to these companies. Now, they have a few policies in place to make sure that that doesn't just get out to the world. But just know that everything you're saying is going over the internet and could be intercepted. And these companies are storing it, and they may be listening to it, and supposedly it's anonymous sometimes. But, just don't necessarily ruin Santa Claus over it or something important like that.
Yeah, it's always something to think about. If you're getting a service for free, there's probably something that you're giving up. And privacy in this case is one of those things, right? And we've talked about this before when it comes to data. If you're going to use some of these cool services, if you're going to use cloud services, whatever they are, you're putting yourself at risk a lot of times unless you take care of yourself on the back end.
Exactly, right. You just got to know what's happening with your information. And in this case, just know it's getting out there.
Right.
Eventually it might be encrypted, hopefully. All right, so then there's the other way around. We were talking about when you talk, computer recognizes what text that is. Then there's the other way, text to speech. So that's when you can type something and the robot can say it out loud, and it's sort of robotic voice, but those voices are getting better all the time. So I want to show you a cool example of how pretty good they are these days and the options you can get. So check out this website. This one is, it's the best text-to-speech, what's it called? Best text-to-speech site, pal, whatever it's called, doesn't matter. It's this person who looks at your mouse, by the way, which is cool. All right, so
very attentive.
What do you want to say? Go ahead and enter some text.
Tech Town is the best town. Oh, good town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Tech Town's the best town, and then language, English so far.
Yeah.
And then we get all these choices. Which one? How about Fiona's Scottish?
Yeah, let's try Fiona's Scottish.
And you say it? Oh, you got your volume?
Oh. Now let's see.
We're muted on maybe just this thing.
No.
Say it. Oh. Well, we're muted somehow. But go ahead and say it sometime. I think I know. All right, do a little talking for a second. Do a dance.
Yeah. Well, so I've used a few of these, even having avatars, by sending messages from time to time, and it is a really cool thing to use. Another thing that I've used is the README. Right, and so that would be another thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you can highlight text on the screen.
Yeah.
And then have it read aloud to you.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
Right. That's a great one. A lot of times, if you want to take in information, sometimes it's either easier or just a change of pace or something. If you can listen to it.
Right.
So to have these voices say it. So all right, now I think we got it working. So we're gonna have say it.
Touchtown is the best town.
Touchtown. Let's try this. It may not.
Touchtown is the best town.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Fiona. How about Karen, Australian?
Touchtown is the best town.
Yeah, all right. So these are pretty good. So, let's have Tom. Hello, Tom. Whoa,
it is. Yeah,
Touchtown is the best town.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
He's one of those non-lip movers.
I know. I don't know about that. It's a little weird.
Very real.
And then you can add some weird effects, too. Let's try the bullhorn. Ready?
Touchtown is the best town.
Nice. Or maybe a little bit of a phase. This one's good.
Touchtown is the best town.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is just one example. There are so many ways that you can do this, but what's amazing is that it's, that's not easy either.
Right.
It's taking these letters that we have and trying to form these audio bits, and it's amazing. So anyway, the whole text-to-speech thing is good because then the computer can do the full circle.
Right.
If you talk to it can recognize things, search things, do whatever it needs to do, but then say it back to you without some person having to record all of the possible combinations of everything you need to say.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So, all right. So, and last is about language translation. So we've been getting really close to perfecting this between languages. So like English to Spanish is
Yep.
one, but to Chinese, to all the different languages, translating between them. It kind of takes a little bit of each of the things we just talked about to make it all happen smoothly. But there's actually these real life demos now or products you can use where you just, like Skype has a version of this that's in beta where you can just talk to it and then it'll translate it and then in the text say it out in the other person's language on the other end.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just think everyone could kind of have their own little UN, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like little earpiece.
Yeah.
You're in there, you're in the meeting, you always know what people are saying.
Oh, yeah.
Not too bad.
The internet
Yeah.
was made to
So
move data.
here's
It
an
started
example. This
small,
one
but it
is
grew.
a demo
Now the
of
internet
one, I think.
teaches,
So
learns,
Microsoft has
topples
this,
dictatorships,
but a few other
frees
people do, and
minds.
they're going to add
But
this to
this is
Skype.
only the beginning.
Right now,
Visit
this one's in German.
onwardinternet.com to
for
experience
German-
and influence the future of the internet.
In German, he talks for a little while. In German, it can just like in real time be changing her German into English and his
Wow.
English into her German. So
Very cool.
let me show you how that works. So this is
So
the
let's have a
CEO of
great
Microsoft. So they're going to try it out. I'm going to skip to the part where they
it's been a great
actually
privilege
start doing it.
of mine.
Here,
Is
all
going
right, skip way in there. Come on.
Du wirst es lieben. But London is so international, you are going to love it.
Das indische Essen ist großartig.
The Indian food is great.
Was bringt dich nach London?
What brings you to London?
Well, Skype is headquartered in London, so I want to be closer to my team. And you're right, the Indian food is fantastic, and I've been told about some fabulous restaurants there.
Auch Skype hat seinen Hauptsitz in London.
Yeah, see?
Also ich will
Wow.
meinem Team näher
So
sein,
it's pretty
und du
much
bist.
doing it. It's
Recht.
kind of what was written
Das
about
indische
in
Essen
the
ist
book, The
fantastisch.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Und
Galaxy.
ich
If you ever
habe
read that
einige
with the
fabelhafte
Babelfish.
Restaurants gibt es.
In Star Trek, they have that, the Universal Translator. So, I mean, we're pretty much there.
Holy
It's
smokes.
not in every language, but they've got it pretty down. It's pretty
Very
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
The future, it's here.
The future is here. And last with the translation, it's not just between people, it's also with dolphins. So they have a couple different people have been doing this with dolphins where they recognize dolphin voice and can translate into human speak English.
Okay.
And then vice versa, what we want to say, it can translate it and squeak it out in dolphin speak. And they respond to it.
I mean, it
So-
sounds dirty because it's dolphins.
I mean,
they're going to be talking here.
The thing is, it is, and dolphins really are a little too human-like, so we got to watch out. We got to
Okay.
make sure that, and really that's what this is about, is making sure they're not, rising up and trying to take over. We got to be able to communicate.
Dolphins and the robots are going to come up and get us.
And so we have to use robots to counteract.
Right,
that.
right. There's good robots and bad robots.
Exactly.
We've talked about this
Oh, yeah.
before.
Oh, So anyway, let's translate all the languages and communicate with animals.
That's right. Which brings us to a music
Side of the week.
Side of the week.
Music.
Music.
Ba-da-bow.
Yeah. So we talking.
All right, so since we're talking speech recognition and Siri,
Mhm.
Siri has the ability with the app Shazam to recognize songs, but you can tell Siri to kick it off. So that's the other thing is with apps, a lot of times you would use your finger to go and you would touch the app and it would open the app. Well, Siri can launch apps. That's one thing Siri can do. So you can say launch Shazam to
Wow.
Siri and it could open the app. But Shazam did a little bit more, so you can say different things to it.
Okay.
So like, for example, I think one of the things you can say is you can say, what is this song? And that kicks off what Shazam normally does, which is recognize which song.
Whoa, cool.
But there's a few different things you can say. You can say name and that tune. That's another way to say
Nice.
it. What song is this? Shazam this. But there's other things that you can say. There's things about, Shazam used to just recognize music, but now it's doing things with TV.
Right.
It can recognize, products and commercials and things.
Does it recognize Tech Town episodes?
I don't know. Somebody's got to try it. Let us know. That'll be the day.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Oh, man.
So so Siri, check it out with Shazam. You can say, "What song is this?" and then it'll tell you what song's playing.
Not too bad. Not
Yeah.
too bad.
All right, now it's time for Mr. Ellsberg site of the week. Website of the week.
This week, we're talking all the funny things you can actually say to Siri. That's right. You can ask Siri all of these funny questions, and BuzzFeed did this list, which is pretty great. And they've got all these funny things that you can ask Siri to do and get these really funny responses.
Okay, so what do we got?
Yeah, so let's jump right into it. Yeah, you can be pondering your important questions like, why are fire trucks red? Well, because I have 8 wheels and 4 people on them, and 4 plus 8 is 12, and there are 12. So you're going to get a funny answer there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Dang.
All right. Are You Her? Is that you, Joaquin?
Oh, yeah.
have you seen-
Nice.
yeah, have you seen
Got to recommend that movie.
Yeah, Her is a great movie.
Yeah.
A Tech Town recommendation.
Absolutely. Town
Yep.
Wizard pick.
Yep. What can I help you with? When is the world going to? And I don't know, but maybe we should put paper bags over heads or something. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, it knows.
When is the world going to end? If I knew, I'd tell you, so you could bring me to life for one glorious day. We could get ice cream and run on the beach.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Siri. So yeah, go and check that out. 19 things to ask the Siri when you're bored.
Yeah, that's good because she's got a little bit of a personality. And what's cool is that, it's a little bit hokey, but the more of that they do, the more they're going to be able to respond to anything you have to say to it. So come on.
Exactly. It's cool. The programmers really have fun with a lot of the things.
Yeah, that'd be fun to sit there and think of what are people going to say? What you can get them with?
Yeah, you always get them with those existential questions.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
are fire trucks red?
Yeah, and they have a 6-paragraph answer. Excellent. All right, nice. Which finally brings us to the security segment of the week. Let's go. All right, so for the security, we're talking about Lenovo's little baffling move with Superfish.
Okay.
So Lenovo is a computer company. They make laptops, a lot of laptops.
Yep.
And what turns out is that they were installing this little piece of software on each of those laptops that was basically spying on the people. Spying is a harsh word, and they had an argument to be made saying it was for helping you in advertising purposes and reporting purposes. But really what it was doing, it was being able to decrypt things that it shouldn't be able to decrypt.
Wow.
So there's a way, normally, only a couple companies have access to decrypt things.
Right.
And what they do is you trust them,
Right.
and they give everybody else all the stamps of approval.
Mm-hmm.
So there's they're called certificate root authorities, but really what it is your computer comes knowing these are the judges of the world, and
Right.
only these people are the judges.
Right.
Lenovo came along and said, oh, we're a judge of the world. Hey, we know what's up.
Wow.
And that they're the ones that also can be putting stamps of approval, but while they're putting in the stamp of approval, they get to see all of the internet traffic that's going by that's supposed to be encrypted.
Crazy.
So the thing is, not cool.
Nope.
First of all, if you would want to do that, don't do it that way. If they're supposed to be getting your information or for advertising or for analytics or whatever they're doing, you can do other ways. You can't just fake as if you're one of these important security judges, because you're not.
Oh, man.
So,
Lenovo.
check out what, and the link I have below is if you have a Lenovo and you want to see if you're affected or to get the little piece of software off of your computer, how to do it.
Right.
Check out the link below.
That's right. So this week, we talked about all the different things when it comes to computer languages.
Oh, yeah. You can talk to them. They can talk to you.
Right. And there's all sorts of fun, different interactive things that you can do with your phone and your computer. Get out there and try some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Get back at us. We talked about Shazam, and we talked about Siri.
Oh, yeah.
The combo apps. That's really, an awesome thing when the different apps are working together.
Yeah, because you can tell Siri to do a lot of different things with a lot of different apps. So figure out what all you can tell her.
Right. And then we talked about funny things to ask Siri.
Try asking a lot of weird things. Look at that list and get some inspiration, but also just every once in a while try and ask them
Deep thoughts,
Mhm.
if you've got some Jack Handy thoughts on you. And then finally, Lenovo.
I would say Lenovo.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll get back at you next week here at Tech Town. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right. See ya.
Goodbye.